Hey there, it's Dr. Bernstein, the president and founder of Get Yourself Into College, and in this video, I'm going to help you start understanding what it is that admissions officers are really looking for when they read your essay on the new, meaning the new for 2015-2016 essay topic that asks you to describe a problem you've solved or a problem you'd like to solve. It can be an intellectual challenge, a research query, an ethical dilemma, anything that is of personal importance, no matter the scale. Explain its significance to you and what steps you took or could be taken to identify a solution. So stay tuned. When reading an essay on this topic, admissions officers are really looking to see how you grapple with difficulties, how you handle questions that are not immediately answerable, the way you deal with things that are perplexing, challenges that cannot be quickly resolved. So what I want you to do is really think about, why do colleges care about how you grapple with these kind of difficulties? The reality is that in college you are going to be grappling with all sorts of complexities and challenges and problems. Professors and departments and colleges in general are looking for students who are excited about grappling with problems, who have a sense of how to handle the complexities and perplexities and difficulties that they encounter when they're thinking about ideas, when they're looking at problems, when they're considering solutions or trying to come up with interpretations. They're looking for students who are willing to explore multiple viewpoints, who are able to collaborate with others to come up with solutions to problems. So these are a few of the things I want you to think about when you're considering possible problems to write about in your essay, because you are not just writing about yourself, you're writing about yourself to help admissions officers understand how you're a good fit and how you're up for the challenges of college. In some ways, the problem that you focus on itself is not as important as the way you describe how you handle the problem. So you might not encounter this problem again when you're in college, but what admissions officers would then be looking at is how you think critically about a problem that's come your way, how you've grappled with it, your ideas for solutions to it, how you have solved it, how you are solving it, how you might solve it. They're really curious about your process. At the same time, though, you have a very limited amount of space in your application package to shed light on your academic interests, your extracurricular experiences, and your character. I mean, these are three vital parts of your application package. And you know you've got the activities section of the Common App, which you can just write those little thumbnail descriptions. You've got your Common App essay. You've got the additional info section of the Common App. And for many of you, you'll have supplemental essays for specific colleges. But in reality, that's not a lot of room to share 4 years of really important experiences and insights. So I really do want you to think critically about why you want to share a particular problem with admissions officers. Some of you might want to focus on an intellectual problem or ethical problem related to your area of academic interest, rather than some other problem that is also interesting and important to you. Because focusing on that intellectual or academic issue or ethical issue that's related to something that you are going to be studying or you might be studying in college can really help admissions officers start situating you academically. Because honestly, they're admitting you to an academic environment that obviously has social components. So you're sort of shedding light on your habits of mind and your academic interests. Another very important thing to keep in mind is that they're not insisting that you write about a problem you've already solved. As the Common App points out, you can focus on a problem that you'd like to solve. They don't say this, but I also think you could write a great essay about a problem that you're in the process of trying to solve. I have a number of students who've written that kind of essay where they're in the process of solving a problem, as well as students who've written great essays about problems they've already solved. But it's not so much coming up with that like magical solution, like, oh, I discovered this and like everything was transformed and everything from then on was clear. The reality is that as you get older, you're going to be dealing with more complex, nuanced problems and challenges, and like your solution might work in some situations, but not in others. And it's really more of a process of coping with the problem, like solving it provisionally and then making changes and adjustments to different situations. So I sometimes, because you have to write 650-word essay and you feel like you've got to come up with this like neat conclusion and this total transformation, it doesn't have to work out that way. In fact, some of the best essays, right, showing you're a deep thinker, you're a complex thinker, is showing how you're grappling with the problem. So that's it for now. If you want more strategies on how to answer this question and all of the other Common App essays, how to come up with really good angles on them, how to think about your essay within the broader context of your whole application package, and you want to see case studies of students who have come up with great angles, how they've come up with them, how they've worked in relationship to the rest of their application, a sort of breakdown of their strengths and weaknesses, I encourage you to head over to my website, which is getyourselfintocollege.com. You might want to do a private consultation with me or join my online program. I also have a comprehensive program that gives you access to the online program plus private sessions with me. And while you're there, make sure that you get your hands on my free gift, which is What Really Matters to Admissions Officers and Why. So take care. Bye.